friends. It's Jennifer from the patio. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to you. You've made it all week, and now it's the weekend. Yay! So, I'm continuing to work in my gratitude journals, and I'm working on the journal. I'm on the design team for House of Mahalo, and Justine, I'm using one of her papers, her kits. It doesn't have any ephemera. It's just the papers themselves. And I think there's like 12 or 14 different papers. And so anyway, I'm using that. And I believe it's called Falling Leaves. I'll put it down in the description. Anywho, and so I'm continuing to do that. I'm using the paper to make a journal. So anyway, I love that bird. It's so sweet. Anyway, we made this the other day. I went ahead and took the key off because it was just getting in the way. And then I also put a piece of Velcro right there. You can't really see it. And so it just keeps it from flippy-flopping whenever I'm, opening and closing. And then on Wednesday, for my Scraps of Wisdom Wednesday, we made this pretty little page spread, and then we have like a little journaling card in here that is deckled, and so I love that because I love the bird. And then I just went through my stack of ephemera. I still have some more here, and I might, I'm looking at that too, but I started putting little pieces in. So we're going to put this here. It's a pocket. And then I'm going to put it as a pocket. But I kind of want that to show and kind of put it like that so all this shows. And so I'll have a card and then another one here. And then I made this with some of my papers from my patchwork kit. And so I think I'm going to put that here. I just love the browns, and it matches this. So this flips open. It has writing space here. This is a card that's, and we can decorate the front. And then this is like a match book where you just open it like this. So I just thought that would be, that would be fun. And then also the way that you glue it down, we're going to put another card up here at the top. So we'll do that. And then this is just a paper scraps, and I really like to include these, and I just thought that it matched this paper, and so I thought I might just attach that to there. Don't know about the middle spread yet. I went ahead and put this one on. I really like this ribbon, and I was gonna put this really pretty green. It's real soft, but these leaves kind of reminds me of a lamb's ear, the plant. I love that. But anyway, it's really soft, so I thought, I'll put that on there. And then I saw this and I'm like, no, I like that better. But this is just a small little waterfall, but I think it goes really well because of the greens. And then this is from my kit, and so I thought I would put this over here, and it opens up like this, and then I believe I'll put a pocket or some sort. Maybe I'll put a side pocket on there. So anyway, and then I just put this down, and I thought, you know what, I need to turn the camera on so you guys can play along with me. But anyway, I put this down, and then I am making a little tuck. I made this a tuck, and so I'm making a card, and I need to cut this out, and then we're gonna cover this side because I don't want it to say adios on it. Let me see. No, we can't do that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, because I don't want to get it so thick that it's not going to fit well inside there. But you know what? Let's just see what I have. Let's see what I have. So I'm just going to cut this out. I just started gluing it, and then I was like, let me turn the camera on. Let me do that. So, update. There's no baby yet, just so you know. Well, I don't know, because today's Wednesday when I'm filming, and there's no baby yet. So, No, you're going to be seeing this on Friday, so by then there might be. But I will certainly let you all know because I am very, very excited. This possibly could be my last little grandbaby. And so, you know, it's exciting. It's exciting. And it's another boy, which I love. You know, I grew up in a family, there's 9 of us, 8 girls and 1 boy. And if you watched my very first video that's Get to Know Me, I kind of go through the story of, you know, just, you know, who I am and why I craft and all of that kind of stuff. And anyway, so I don't know anything about boys. I had 1 brother, and then there was, you know, all of us girls. And he was the oldest, so he was out of there. He was out of there. He is 11 years older than me. So when I was 9, he was 19. But I think he left home when he was 18 and, you know, went off to see the world. And anyway, so let me see how thick this is in here. And I cut it so that, see, it's going to be thicker than what I wanted. Let me get it to go all the way in. I tried to cut it so you wouldn't see that. I'm just going to cut it a little bit more. What can I do? What can I do? I guess I could collage a little. You know what? I bet you I have a strip or something, you know, that I could put on the side. I think this is some of her paper, some of the paper too. Let me see if I could make like a little collage. Here's another one. Here is another one. See, that's why we keep these paper scraps. Because we just never know what we're going to be covering up, you know? I could do it like that, and then that strip could show. Or I could do that up there. How about I do that up there? And then this down here. I don't know. I think I'm just going to cover it with a piece of paper. That's what my heart's telling me. I just don't know. I just need something thin. I don't want to have, I need something long. If I had something to cover like the whole thing, I think I would be good. Here's all my scraps. So let me just look in here. Let me see what color we have. It's going to be on the back, so it's going to be something that you're going to be writing on. So I like it because it's the same colors. Did I just put my head in there? Sorry about that. Okay, let me do that then. And I'm going to ink it because, okay, first I'm going to cut this off. Let me get this here. Let me get this here. Anywho, so I'm excited that I'm not, but we're adding another boy because we only have boys. We have 1 boy and 2 girls. And so this will make 2 boys and 2 girls. And I'm very excited about that. Okay, so I'm going to put this, and I'm going to do this side because I like that color better. Okay, so let me just go ahead and cut it. Let me cut this real quick. Okay, there's my pencil. If I have a little hanging over, I'm okay with that because then I can just chomp it off. Chomp it off. Okay, so let me just do the inside. Anywho, yeah. I'm not used to boys, but I have just, oh my goodness, my other grandson, my first one, he's 3. Oh my goodness, he's a stinking cutie. He has my heart for sure. But, and I'm sure this one will too, because there's just something about boys. They're different than girls. I sure do love my granddaughters. They are fun. We have a great time together. But them boys, I remember whenever he was younger, I would go over there and watch them, and then he would be so okay. I'd go, "You want Nana rock you night?" And he'd go, "Yeah." And so we'd go in there, and he'd climb up in my lap and he would just lay on my chest, and I would sing the same song that I sang to my girls, Carly Simon, Boys in the Trees. I sang that to my girls, along with some Elton John songs, and he absolutely he would just stare at me. He was just little, and he would just stare at me and smile, and then he would reach out and touch my face. And I was like, oh my gosh, that'll melt your heart for sure. But yeah, so I can't wait. I'm just like, ugh. So he's 3, so we're moving on to have another little one and running around, and I love that. It makes holidays just so much more enjoyable, I have to say. I mean, the holidays are don't get me wrong. I love me some Christmas lights and all the fun stuff that it comes with it. The holidays, I love it. Love it. And baking and, just everything. So, but just, them during all of the holidays, it's just so much more fun with them. So, okay, I'm just kind of taking a little bit off that. Okay, so that made it a little bit better. And you know what I could do is I could put something right here on that seam, because I don't know why it bothers me, but it does. But I'm okay with it for now. So I'm going to, this is the bottom. So I'm going to do this. Probably wasn't quite ready to be cut, but guess what? I just didn't have the patience. Did not have the patience today. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that's going to go in like this. That's pretty thick. Oh, I need to do that. Okay, good. You're not going to see it, because I want it to be when you open it up, you're like, oh, look at that. And then I'm going to put let's put a tab on it. Let me get my tabs out. I think I have a green one, which I think would look good. I have my bag of goodies. Let's do a green one. They're not made very thick. Let me see if I have one made out of a thicker cardstock. I think all the green ones are just that. And I did buy another pack of green. I just want something thicker than that. I do. So let me... Oh. This is my cardstock scraps. Let me see. Is that thicker? Do I like the color of that? It doesn't feel like cardstock. It's scrapbook paper cardstock. But let's look and see. I used to make folios. you know, picture folios, the really big ones. And so that's what a lot of this scraps are from the folios. And so I really need to use these scraps up, just in whatever. Oh, I don't know. I don't see any. I don't know. This just doesn't seem like it's, this seems like it's just cardstock and not like, I don't know. I don't see any other color either. So, okay, we'll put that back. We'll put that back down here. And I hate to use a whole big piece of paper of, I'm sorry, I'm over here. Oh, I do have some cuts. So. It's the same weight. So I'll just go ahead and use this. I will. So sorry about that. That was a whole lot of moving around from nothing. A whole lot of looking for something and then not using it. That's okay. That's what we do, you know. It's just, you know, you just have something in mind and you're like, well, if it's not there, then it's just not there. And if, I mean, this will be fine. It's just, I won't put it, because this is a thick card now that I've put all that on there. Let me cut that off. I see just a little bit of, let me go ahead, and I didn't do this either. We got to get going because I got to do more things. I got to do more things. Okay. Glue. Sometimes I feel like I'm just like, rushing. I guess it's because I am. Because I don't want it, I want it to stick out enough, but not too much. Let me do this side. And then let me flip it over and then I'll do the rest of it. Okay, if I could keep it on the little tab. Hello. Okay, that's gonna look good. And that way it's not sticking out so bad, it's, you know, where it's like the thinness would be evident. So that goes like this, and then it goes in like this. Okay, and so then when you close that, you can see it, and that's exactly what I wanted. And look, the green and the green. Okay, I think that's going to be perfect. And then it'll just be writing space. That's a little white, so I think, you know me, I'm going to put either some dots or some of my Tim Holtz stencils. I'll do that. Okay, next one. Let's see. I like to go from back to front, so let's do this. I'm going to take this one out because that one's on the next page. Okay, so I thought we would just put this like here. I want to see that with the leaf. So I think that's going to be it. I'm just going to put it just like this. So this will open. You'll be able to have writing space. And then this is a little pocket. And then I'll have another one here. So I'm going to glue around these edges. And I'm going to try to keep it in a little bit so that it doesn't seep out. Because this Lineco glue is a little bit more liquid than my art glitter glue. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that I get it about right there. And I'm measuring it up on this side, so hopefully, let me just look at it. I believe that looks good. So if you've never seen one of these, it's just, and I believe, let me give you the measurements. They're really fun to make. You can make them however big or whatever that you want. So this is about 3 inches. And so you want it to be 6 because it needs to be 6 inches long. And then mine is 5.5 tall, but you can have it however tall you want. And then all you do is you fold it in half to get this crease. And then you take this top part and then fold it back along the edge. And then you have this little pocket. And, well, you have to glue it. So once you've, folded it back over, then you glue these 2 sides. And that gives you this. And then, however, depending on how you want to glue it down, you'll have... And, of course, if you use 2-sided, which I have on some of them, they come out really nice because it's, it's 2-sided. But I like to have blank. I think when people get a journal and it has a pattern on a portion of it, which we would look at to journal on, they would go, oh, that's just too pretty. So I like to leave, some blank journaling places so that they don't go, oh, I can't do that. Okay, that's a little, that would really stick out, which I'm okay with, but I really don't want it to stick out that much. We could make one of these. Yes, we could. Let's see what else I have. I have tons of stuff. Let's see. And I hate to make stuff when I have tons of stuff. Okay, first of all, let's see what I can put in there. That's kind of skinny. Lord, make me skinny. Okay. I ask him that all the time, and he says, well, why don't you just do it yourself? And I'm like, because I'm too lazy. I walk every day, and I tell you, and I started to exercise in a different way. I'm doing like squats. I know it sounds weird, but I saw this thing on Facebook, and they say that for an older person, just doing squats and doing these hip flexors and stuff. So anyway, I'm doing that, but I do ask the Lord to make me skinny, but it never works. So let's see. I mean, there's no harm in asking, I mean, come on. Let me see what I have in here. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, I'm going to get my book page and music page ephemera out. Everything is kind of blending, and I think I'm just throwing stuff in with, and I need to stop doing that because I just need to stop doing that. Have y'all ever made one of these? They're little pockets. They're really, really cool. Maybe I'll show you how to make one of these. Not today, but I'll show you how to make one. Let's see what I have in here. I have these little booklets. These are like a Zen booklet, and then you can just, I think this one's just a fold out. That's kind of cool. I don't want to get it too thick, but that would actually be kind of nice in there. And then when you take it out, it would be a booklet. So I can put some tags in there. That would be really full, though. That's the only thing. I'd have to put it in like this. Let me see what else I have. Let me see. You know what I could do? Is let's make a tag to go in there out of some paper okay, I do have some paper. I don't want to use the same I mean, they are kind of all the same. This is the same as that too. But I need to use pieces that are... Okay. So I said this was 5.5, so let me make it 5. That might still be a little bit. Yeah, let me make it. I don't know about this, you guys. It's just so thick. Okay, I'm going to put that aside. So let's make like a little tag for that. We could do like a continuation of the pumpkins. Or we could just do that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we need it to be 2 3/4 by 4.5. I'm going to say 4.5. 2 3/4. 2 3/4 by 4.5. Let me see where that cuts it. Ooh, like right there. That's kind of cool. I think I'm okay with that. I am. Let's see what that does. Oh yeah, that'll be nice. Okay, so what I've still got to do something to it, but this would be a really cool belly band somewhere else. Even right there with a piece of paper. Let me hold off on that because I just don't know yet. Okay, so you know this is a process. You have to kind of go through everything, and then I noticed that I have a lot of flippies like this in this one journal, and that is not normally what I do. So I try to put a bunch of different things in, so I need to kind of look and see what I got going on here. And I'm okay with this white back because I'll put some kind of a stenciling on it. But I do love that. You know what would be so pretty is purple. Why do I keep looking for something purple? I don't know. But I just think it would be so pretty. So let me see what I have, because I do have purple. Yes, I do. I'm just going to pull this out because I have a couple of purples already out. And this is 65 or 110, so that's going to be... I like them both, so guess what? We're just going to do a little stair step thing. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so it's going to be 4 3/4. That's how tall it's going to be. 4 3/4, because it was 5, but I think I did the glue. I might do 4.5 again. No, 4 3/4. We'll start with that and see where that gets us. No, that's not big enough. So let me do 5. See, if I don't hold this up here, I could feel it pull. I really have to hold it down. Okay, so let me look and see. We got, this one's better, 5. Okay, so that's good. So we have that open. We're going to have this and then this. Let's take it out to... See, depending on how your glue is, that's going to determine how snug it fits in there. You could do it and then put like a little tab thing. Okay, let me just see what this is. I'm going to do it closest to the... Okay, that, or that. I think I'm going to do that. So that is 4 1/4. by 4 3/4. 4 1/4 by 4 3/4. So we're going to take that other one. Okay, let me make sure. 4 3/4. Oh, that wasn't it. Hello. Okay, 4 3/4. So I need a 4 1/2 by 4. So I'm going to do 4 by 4 1/2. 4 1/2. Okay. And then we're going to put them together. And then we're going to put them in. So I'm going to round the edges and make them look all purty. Yes, I am. So, you have anything exciting going on this weekend? Let me see if I do. I don't believe so. I don't believe. I mean, we're waiting on a baby. Oh, I do. I have my grandson's birthday party. He'll be 3. I have that on Sunday. So, Sunday afternoon. So, I have that, and that's going to be fun. Okay. He's having it at the Children's Museum. And that's always fun. It's at an old Victorian home in Galveston. And so it's fun. It'll be fun. He had it there last year. But there's just so many fun things to do. Interactive things for all the kids to do. And so I think it's going to be fun. It was fun last year, so. Okay, so we'll glue that down. And then I'm going to figure out what I want to put. That's going to be a belly band. I think I'm going to put a belly band on here, you guys. And then I'm going to put a piece of paper in there. And let's see what I have. I like it. Okay. I'm going to use this because that way I can get it exactly, because this is supposed to be 4 1/2. So we'll do it at 4 1/2. 4 1/2. Yes. Okay. Let me get this glued down, and then we'll go from there. So, anywho, I'm hoping that we're going to get some fun weather. It was supposed to rain. I love rain, so to me that's fun weather. But I don't know. It's just been warm lately. I went walking last night at 5:30, and I'm going to have to... Did I get it centered? I think that's the best that I'm going to be able to do without messing it up. Okay. Anyway, I went walking and at 5:30, and oh my goodness. I mean, it wasn't really that. And you've seen the pictures. If you've seen some of my videos, you see how, you know, it's covered. There's a lot of beautiful trees, big oak trees, and along the trail. But it was hot. It was hot. Okay, so if you make one of these and you make a card, and then you could do like a little belly band like me. Just, you know, I'm always wanting to add something just to, and then I can put some coffee dyed paper in there. I like interactive, but I'm also a journaler, so I like I like the journaling aspect of it. Okay, and I believe this is the middle. I believe this is the middle. I believe so. Okay, so there we go. And then this, it just is kind of bringing out the purple a little bit. So we'll put that in there like that. And then I'll have a piece of paper. And then this will be a little card there. And then you can open this up and have writing space. I love it. Okay. So, wait, did I do that right? Yeah. It goes like this. Either way, honestly, they both fit. That one's a little, this one's a little, sticks out a little bit more, which is kind of fun. So I think I'll leave it like that. Okay, so now let's go back to here. We did this one. We have like a little pull out. And these are so fun. And I think I showed you how to do this on one of the other videos. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I did. But anyway, you just take a 6x6 paper. And it could be anything. These are actually 6x6 papers. And then I just did each edge differently. And then I just, depending on how you want it to open, you could put this one on the bottom and then have the other one stacked, depending on, you know, and the way you want it to open. It all is just how you want it to go. But you just put them down like 1.5 inches on each one. And then, you know, you have a little space to either do, depending on how you know, attach it to your paper. The only reason I had to do it this way was because I stamped on Embrace Life on the front. Otherwise, I could have flipped it over, and this would have been down, and then I would have had an opening at the top, which is what I think I showed you the other day. But anyway, I love this so that sticks out. Okay, so we did that, then we did that, so now let's do this real quick. And this is already has paper, place for you to write, and just some interest in here. So let me just zhuzh it up with a little bit of inky ink, and then we could put it down. I like a big booklet like this, don't you? You know, and I know it just seems like, you know, we all put the same things in our junk journals, but they're beautiful. It just depends on the paper and all the other little things that you put with it. But, you know, we're not inventing anything new, that's for sure. I mean, I try sometimes, believe me, to come up with new things, you know, new ways of folding paper and doing whatever. But this was part of a kit. This is actually part of the Patchwork of Autumn kit. So I did an orange one like this little booklet, and then I did one with the burgundy color, which I think is very pretty too. But I just thought the orange one would go in here. And of course I have to ink it because you're gonna see that mostly on the inside. So it'll be like this. Let me make sure that has a little bit of ink. Okay. And then I'll get all the little thingies off. And I thought about putting it here. Let me look and see. But I kind of wanted to see the leaves. I don't know. What do you think? Tell me down in the comments. On the coffee dyed paper or on the leaves? I just think covering this busyness up helps show off the paper. That's just what I think. Okay, so let's glue it down. And do we want to have a tall tag? Do we want to have no tag? Do we just want it to be a booklet where it opens up and then we have stuff in here? You know what I could do is I could put a pocket here and then have a tall tag that sticks out. Hurrah! That sounds very, very good. So I'm going to just glue the whole thing down. I am. Look at me gluing the whole thing down. That doesn't happen very often. The thing is that you can just keep going and going, but what it does is it just makes your journals so bulky. And, you know, these are just little gratitude journals that somebody's going to use for a month. So it doesn't need to be huge. Huge. It doesn't need to be huge. It just needs to be what it needs to be. Whatever it is. So, we're not going to make it huge. But I can put a tall tag in here. Right here. And then somebody can write over here if they want to. So, something that's going to stick out. We need a pocket. So, we can... I have this left over. I have this left over. That would be good. That would make a good pocket. I believe so. Let's do it. I gotta stick this back in. Okay, let's do it. Let's do this. I'm gonna take just a hair off this edge right here. I mean, just a hair. Just so it'll be whatever that is, 4. Yeah, 4 inches. I told you my floor is so dirty, I just keep throwing stuff on the floor. I'm too busy to worry about something like that. You know what I mean? Jellybean. Okay, let's make sure this is not going to be cumbersome. I can probably... Okay, so that's good. And then I like to have my little notch in here so that it looks like a pocket. And I'm keeping those because I told you I was making some little stacked thing. And then I like to just do the smallest corner rounder on the top. I do, see, just like that. And then I don't do the bottom so that and then it just looks, I don't know. I just like it. What do you do? Do you do the same thing? Do you like the little notch punch? I'll be honest with you. I do not like the big punch. I don't know why. But you do you, boo. I mean, seriously. I'm just saying for me, you know, where you take like a big... Here's the thing. And let's just look at the difference real quick. I know I'm kind of getting off here a little bit. But it's just fun to kind of play and to just look at different things. Let me take this. Okay, so, you know, so say this is going to be a pocket. And then you go down like a little bit like that. I'm okay with that. I really am. I'm okay with that. Okay, so I might make that a pocket. So let's take this one. And then you take this is a 2-inch. And then you take your 1.5 inch and then you go down like this. Halfway. I do not like it. I don't know why. I just don't know why, but I love like just a little moon, like a little crescent moon, if you will. But when it starts going down like this, I don't know. It's just me. But I mean, whenever other people do it, I don't have any problem. It's just for me. Like I don't know. I just don't like it. So when I found, you know, I got this, I'm like, I really like that. I'm much better. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm a punch snob. I don't know. Or like when you take a small one like this and then you know, you go in and you like go halfway down. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of it at all. But if you know, if you took it and you just went down a little bit, I'd be okay with that. See, I'm just weird, y'all. I don't know. But it is what it is, okay? And that's one thing that's going to be on my Wednesday thing, is that I love, love, love that we're all so different. And we love the, different things. And so anyway, when that's the topic for my Wisdom Wednesday, Scraps of Wisdom, I'm definitely going to bring that up. Because it doesn't even matter what I think. That's just for me. I'm going to take that big glob off a little bit. That's just for me. And everybody's different. And I love that. I love. It doesn't take away from the beauty or anything. It's just a personal preference. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that. So I'm just going to stick this in here. Pull it over just a hair. Just a hair. Make sure it's where it needs to be. Get over here. Now, I love the green, and I do have some greens. And I really like this green, but you know what I do have is I have some of this. Ooh, look what I have. I have this. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's going to be perfect. Perfecto. Let me put this in here like this and shove it down there. And then I'm going to mark it up here where I want it to be. How about we're going to make it like right there where that little brush thing is. See, that's why you just keep your scraps, because you just never know what you're going to use. Okay, what I said right here with the brush thing. Let me do it right there. And it looks like it was going to fit perfect. I may just have to, I'm going to have to make it a little bit sturdier. So I'm going to cover the back with some coffee dyed paper. I just have to have something to cover the back with. That's perfect. I'm looking through, looking. Let me see what you got. Nope, this is cardstock. Stuffy stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do it so that part's on the back because I just think it's pretty. It's pretty. Okay, I don't even know how long we're going, you guys. I'm working. Let me look and see what we have. 48 minutes. Oh my gosh, I'm just yakking and having a good old time, and it's 48 minutes. Okay, well, we're going to do this, and then that'll be 50 minutes. And then guess what? That's okay. That's 50 minutes, and it's a Friday. It'll give you something to watch Saturday morning while you're having your coffee, and then you can go and be inspired and go in your craft area and make you some of these fun little projects, or work in your journal while you're watching me. You know, let's hang out together. I'm serious. If we were all in the same area, I would love for us to get together. And I that is really something I want to do. I know Gail Augustinelli and quite a few other people, they have, yeah, I want that dark part. They have, like, you know, junk journal weekends where they all get together and, you know, they craft. And, I mean, it's a big deal because, you know, it takes a lot of time and effort to get one of those together, and money. It does definitely take money, but how fun would that be? You know, it would be fun. This community is just so awesome. I really enjoy you guys, and I've made a lot of friends, and I love that. I mean, I don't know you personally, but I feel like, you know, I know you. You know? Yeah, no. I did watch my video for Wednesday, and I have to apologize because I say, you know, a lot. So I have to kind of work on that. I was like, oh my goodness, I keep saying that. Why do I keep saying that? And normally I don't say, you know, you know. Okay, let me cut this. And you know this color, I just said it, you know, again. This color is fantastic with the leaves and the booklet. So it's going to be nice. The contrast is going to be really nice. Sometimes I prefer to just cut this on my trimmer, and because I just don't feel like I always do a very good job. See? I sure don't. Do you know what I feel like today? I feel like eating Indian food. And you know what? I don't have anybody to go have lunch with today, but I can certainly go by myself. I don't have a problem doing that at all. I have to go take some things back to Amazon, and so I might just tootle on over to the Half Price bookstore, and the Indian restaurant is right there. I might just go have me some Indian food all by myself. Okay, I'm going to let this glue dry before I start chomping on the top. But that is going to go like this. I'm going to do it as a tag, and I'm going to put a grommet in the top. And we're going to be set. So here's what we did today. This is what we have so far. So I did this. This is really cute. It has a little pull out. And I matched it to, and then just cut this out and put it on the top. And so, and then we have this. And it is going to be one of those that kind of flips open. But I like it. And then you have, I have like a little pull out, you know, that you can write on and write on the back. Pretty pretty. Okay, so we have that. And then we also have this. And this one definitely, I'm going to put some Velcro. I'll put a dot right there to hold that in. So we have that, and I do think that that looks really good together. I might cut out one of these leaves and put it right here, or use one of my stamps. But as you know, I don't do everything all at once. I usually just get the elements in, and then I go back and kind of decorate. And then I did this one. This is, yeah, this is just a waterfall. And then I did a little decoration, put some purple. There's something that needs to go up there. I don't know what yet, but something does need to go up there. Nothing on the spread. And then I have this. I'm not sure how I'm going to attach that, so I'm just leaving that there for now. We still need something in on this page. And then on this one, we did something with the purple, which I love. And guess what? I have some coffee dyed paper to stick in here. So let's just do that real quick. So all I'm going to do is just cut it off. Cut it in half. Take this little bit off. It has the seam on it. Okay, let me see how I'm going to do this, because I definitely want to, I'm going to have to take off more than that. I am, let's see, that was 4 1/4, so let's make it 4. And I like this top edge. And that can be used for something, some strip of some sort. Let me see if that's going to fit. Yes, that'll go in just perfect. Okay, and then I'm just going to fold it in 3s. I am. And then I'll have that facing up. I like it. Now, I didn't fold it very good, but I do like it. Okay, and then that'll go in like this. And it can go either way. If you know, if you want to put it in like that, and then all you see is the paper, and then you're surprised when you pull it out because there's a belly band, then we can do that. It kind of fits better that way. Let me pull that. And I might put a tab on that. I don't know. So anyway, then we have this card. And then we have this that opens up. I can already feel it getting tight. So I'm going to have to be careful what else I put in here. And then we have our thing from Wednesday. So, and then I still have pockets to put some goodies into. So on both the front and the back. So that's going to be nice. Love the bird. Okay, well, that's it for today. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate you. And remember, as always, you only know what you know till you know something different. Have a fabulous weekend. Bye-bye.